On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro. Oh, got the Windex bottle in the way and the camera shot. He's doing some cleaning. We're back at it again with our monthly financial updates. We are here every single month, just letting the numbers land where they may. Rain, sleet, hail, snow, hell or high water, if you would. We do not hold back. Full transparency over here when it comes to the financial game. I know a lot of the quote-unquote gurus out there, of which I am not, only talk about the wins. You hear them, oh, I'm just winning all the time. It's just all number go up. And then they give you these curated little spreadsheets that justify their angle. Over here, we give the real numbers. I'm giving a very, as transparent as I possibly can be, experience of what a real person in the world who works blue collar, half IT, doesn't make over six figures. One of those people who's not supposed to be able to own a house that owns a house. That can just go out and buy a car. Definitely not the Lamborghini lifestyle. We're not flexing on you yet. And just showing like what actually happens as you're growing your net worth, because it's not a straight line up. And they like to tell you you're going to be rich next Tuesday. You're not. It's not a straight line up. Things don't always just fall into place. Stuff comes up. Things happen. Surgery, medical expenses, car repair for some of you. I mean, they're replacing a set of tires. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Like, I've been there. This is real life. So the numbers aren't always in one direction. Now, we do beat our chest when it goes with us, but some months you just got to duke it out and then be proud of where you're at and be setting up for the next month. November was one of those months. So before we get into this breakdown, I'd like you to take a second to like the video if you have not yet. I would also request that you subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. Also, last but not least, share the video. All free ways to support the channel. I'm not asking for a dime over here. We're just trying to get to 500 subs so that way we can kick open the live streams, do some live stream Q&A, some question answering, some conversations. Obviously, all back talk all the time over here on Future Financial Strategies. Those are the free ways to support the channel. There's stuff down in the referral links and stuff and ways to contact, touch base for collaborations. Love to talk about money. Would love to talk to any of the gurus if they want to have like some actual real context with real numbers. Love those conversations as well. And the way to get a hold of me is down in the description below. Easiest way is, let's see here. I think it's, you do at futurefinancialstrategies@gmail.com, at recklessraydenaro@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I love the conversations. You can reach out to me on all my socials, which are down in the description. But, you know, every month isn't a win. And November was one of them months. Like we've been fighting it out. So we're going to go ahead and start off and work down this list and let's have the conversation. So our net worth took a hit. We're still in the 200s. We dropped below 250. That sucks. We took a hit of $6,315.46. We went down over the month, even though we overinvested. How does that happen? The market went down. We're in highly volatile positions. Stuff goes down. Bitcoin went down. We're sub 100K Bitcoin. The world's apparently over. I'm buying, but you know, a lot of people running scared, and I understand. I get it. If you're trying to get rich next Tuesday, that's what happens. No one likes to see red numbers, myself included. I am numb to it because I am a crypto bro. The TradFi stuff, seeing those numbers go down, We got to the end of the month. I checked my portfolio today. Total profit on my high yield portfolio. We got the portfolio update coming in tomorrow. And you guys will see, like, we got back to flat. Cannot complain about that. Can't complain about it one bit. Because that's the goal. It generates income. We're supposed to be paying debt. Now, the debt didn't do so well on that, which also went against the net worth. Went up a little bit. Not excited about it, but it is what it is. We decided, I made a pivot. We're doing a very structural change to the way that we do our finances, and I'm going to be doing a deep dive on that. But I went ahead and made some moves that I wasn't going to make until after I paid off the consumer debt. And I think if the gamble works in my favor, this should get us to where we need to go a little bit faster. That's the hope. That's my hope and prayer about that. I'm a firm believer of when this works, because it's in some form or fashion, the way that I'm trying things, something's going to shake out. I mean, we're moving in the right direction as is. Now we're just kind of tweaking and modifying to make it as efficient as possible. I want to get wealthy as possible, as swiftly as possible, as efficiently as possible. So I'm not trying to leave too much money on the table, if you would. So I made some tweaks to the structure of how we're handling the incoming money. But the debt went up a little bit. We're going to see what this experiment, because I think this might, if I am correct, and this goes in my favor 100%, we pay the debt off a little bit slower. We start looking at options for cycling the debt to keep it in that 0% state for as long as possible. And as we're doing that, we're building our net worth. We're building up the war chest. And then so it's going to take a little bit longer to pay off. But what we should be doing is creating a basis to where we will be able to, on the back end, it's like it starts paying off slow, and then we should start snowballing from here forward. That's my goal. We're going to be looking at it over the first quarter of 2026. We're doing the pilot test of it the month of December, and we're going to see how it goes. So my December monthly financial update will probably have a little feedback from our pilot test of the new financial structure. But the net worth, we took a hit. Not a good month. It went down. Our net worth went down $6,315.46. That sucks. We got to eat that. Next up, our savings percentage. This is one that I told you guys this was probably going to be the last month that it was anything decent. And since we did the restructuring of how we're doing our finances, it's actually going to stay up high. It's not going to be this high. This is an over savings month because we had what was left on that SoFi loan that we took out. So our savings percentage for the month of November was 117.38%, which means we saved all the money that we brought in, plus 17.38% on top of that. So 117.38%, which leads us into the total saved of $7,257. Pretty awesome. I can't complain about that. It went into the account. Unfortunately, the account was bleeding the entire month, so we were buying a dip. We'll see what that looks like on the upswing. Like I said, some months you are just fighting to prepare for next month, but I'm not the person who tries to time the bottom of the market. I do not look at charts. It's probably one of the more inefficient things that I do, but I treat everything like I treat Bitcoin, which probably is giving a little bit more grace than most stuff deserves. And as long as we don't hit my stop loss percentages for positions, I don't worry about it. And if we do, I pull out and then I'll wait and figure out where to get back in, or I'll roll it into another position and then remove the position that I got stopped out of. If I'm getting back into it, it goes back on the watch list. And then I keep an eye out for it, make a marker of where I stopped out, and then I'll bring it back up for consideration. If it drops like another 10% out of that, I'll normally start buying back in then, because then I'm still pulling that cost average down. But outside of that, I just buy all the time, especially if I'm still getting in position with the financial restructuring. I'm going to actually have to start setting some parameters for myself because there's just going to be a constant flow of money coming in. But that aside, we did have a pretty decent amount saved. Our goal is to get to where, and I think that for me, obviously, I can only speak for my financial situation, but if I'm in between about $8,000 and $10,000 a month passive, which is coming out of my, there's no such thing as true passive, but if it's just me managing my portfolio and working out of distributions, if I can get to between 8 and 10,000 in distributions, I'm good. That is a good demarcation point. I could sit at home and manage that portfolio indefinitely. And if I can keep it within that range, we're good. So the overshooting, because we're going to get into this a little bit later, you always overshoot your goals because if you're dealing in high yield, and I can't stress this enough, the money's not consistent. It's not consistent. The first month you surpass your W-2, your job pay, do not go in there and tell them where they can shove it. That is not a good way to exist. It's a good way to end up having to go back with your hat in hand in a worse position where you can't negotiate. I overshoot all my goals, especially with the high yield stuff, specifically because it's varying. So if I'm going, I want between $8,000 and $10,000 a month, I actually probably am going to shoot for about $12,000 to $15,000 a month out of this portfolio before I make any decisions. Because what if, hypothetical, what if you take a 30% hit in your income? You're going to be able to survive that. And obviously some of this comes back to money management. But I'd rather have the money management working in my favor. I'm a big contingency person. If I'm going to leave the workforce, I don't want to have to go back. That's the goal, is to get out and stay out, or make sure that it's always a choice. So if I'm looking at a job, I either want no responsibility and I can just go get some insurance, or if it's a negotiation and you want something out of me more than average Joe, then we got to have a discussion, because like, I don't have to do that. Also, I don't want to be put in a position to where the market breaks bad and I have to do that. That's the reason at the core foundation, for me, it's Bitcoin, because it's easily moved. If all my wealth was in gold, the majority of it was in gold, or this house that I'm sitting in, now I got to sell the house. I got to get a lump sum of money. I got to figure out how to transfer that to wherever I want to go. Bitcoin, thumb drive. Bitcoin, 12 words in my head. 12 words written down on something. That means nothing to anybody but me. There's just so many for me, and I think that this is going to be a lot of the geriatric the millennials and younger generation. We're looking at global systems, not necessarily that it puts us in the place of globalists, but it's like, hey, like, if I'm going to be a part of a society where I'm the minority and the majority of people don't want what I want, then it's not my place to be able to tell them how they should live their life according to my standards. I just need to go find the people that fit my standards. And I'm not trying to go to another ecosystem and have to be a draw on that ecosystem. Like, if I gotta pack up and move, I'm gonna pack up and move, but I'm gonna be at the top of the, wherever I'm going, I'm gonna be at the top of wherever that is, like up towards it. I'm gonna live good. Like, I'm not gonna have to go to work. Oh, what are you gonna do for work? Like, I'm not gonna have to work. And go work out, hang out at the beach, drink Mai Tais, look good. That's what I'm going to do. So for me, at the core of my financial structure is Bitcoin, because it's the most movable. It's the only one that's permissionless, because if you take a big brick of gold to the airport with you, you're not getting on the plane. They're going to take it from you. That gold's not going with you, probably. Also, it's going to be a pain to move. It's heavy. You're going to have to do it yourself. Like, I'm not doing that. So if I ever, in the event that I need to remove myself from whatever system I'm in, I can convert everything to Bitcoin, walk away, and I get to take basically everything with me. I can't take this physical house, but, I take everything else. So that's, for me, that's a big important thing. So the total amount saved, we did good. Obviously, oversaved. we're going to be consistently in a good range, a good number moving forward, just because the majority of my W-2 is going directly into the brokerage. So we'll talk about that. So for the income for the month of November, a little bit lower than the previous month where we had that big gigantic loan. This month our income was at $6,182.50. Again, so we needed to hit the bare minimum of the threshold of what I'm looking for. We needed to add $2,000 more onto that, working on it. But I'm not complaining about what we got coming in because it is consistently growing outside of something. So for instance, I want to take a look at something really quick just for funsies. 2025 financials. So let's go back to September. So that was a more normalish month, but better for dividends. We were at $6,815. We've dipped a little bit off of a normal number month. Well, actually, as far as income goes, last month, October, we did $6,844. So November was just a hard month. Market went down, dividends went down, obviously. And that's with high yield. That's the trade-off, I guess. Market went down. We're currently recovering quite nicely. At least the positions that I'm in, mine are looking a lot better. But we came in a little bit short. Like obviously we took a haircut of about 700 and change. So welcome to high yield. You get to see it real time. Like I don't fudge my numbers. That's what came in. Actually it's a little bit less than what came in because generally if it's under like $5, I don't always record it. Like I forget to record those because it's just I don't like writing it on the calendar. But yeah, so the income, we'll see how we do going into this month of December. So far, so good. I mean, I'm over 500. I've got a current goal for what we're doing with the financial restructuring. I'm kind of trying to power through to hurry up and get myself into a range where I'm at about $800 to $1,000 a week. Right now, we're at $500. So we need a little bit more money in that hopper to get me into a range where I can feel like I have the ability to make the moves that I want to do in the way that I want to do it. Because like right now, I'm kind of feeling a little bit constrained. We'll put it that way. Because I went from double my income almost, or my income and a half, to about I'd say a quarter. Trying to keep it nice, but I want to press myself. I want to push myself. Now I have a big vacation coming up, so we're going to be fudging a little bit of the numbers for that, but that'll come out of this pilot test payment. But one of the things that I'm really interested in seeing is when I get back and I don't have obligations that are financial ones that are super expensive, what that's going to look like. Because when I come back, I'm just going to work and I'll just be selling stuff online. So like be having a little bit more cash flow coming in. I'll be back nose to the grindstone. I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, we're gonna see what it looks like. So moving on to the next thing, we've got our dividend/distribution. Just call them distributions because I'm in high yield. Most of the time we don't get dividends. It's just what it is. Our dividends, we are looking at an income of $2,689.50. A little bit low. Like we were over 3,000 for a couple of months there. It was looking good. But high yield is high yield. And it's feast or famine. This was a famine month as far as my portfolio is concerned, because obviously we shaved off a little bit of money. Because the market was down. Market's down. We still get paid. We just don't get paid as much. Plus, you got to watch the NAV take hits, and then people talk about NAV erosion because the market's down, and therefore the ETF, the underlying's down. The ETF is down. But, that's neither here nor there. People are just going to do what people do. And you gotta eat that or ride through it, sell, run for the hills, whatever you do. For me, I didn't have any major sells. We did liquidate our cash reserve position of blocks to stack up in our primary income positions that were taking a beating. So, we bought a little bit of the dip. And now we've obviously, with the financial restructuring, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce and we're getting some of that dip, but we've definitely bounced off some of the bottoms, but we bought some of that bottom as well. Which put us at what we got after the dust settled. We had an income come in of $2,689.50. Not bad. Can't complain. Moving on for DeFi income, we had a little bit of DeFi income come in. We had $287. Can't complain about that. It's going to get turned into Bitcoin. Can't complain about that either. Outside of that, we're starting to trim the fat. We're trimming the fat in the crypto portfolio, and I'm excited about it and here for it because it's about that time. We're making that move. We're gonna do a massive first buy. Obviously, in December we've switched over. We're in our 2026 Bitcoin standard moving forward, so our crypto updates will be tracking that. And yeah, I'm not complaining. I am ready to. We're paying for our trip. We're gonna do our little Bitcoin orange pilling. We've got a couple of $1,000 going out in Bitcoin. We're gonna have a few $1,000 coming in Bitcoin, and all's gonna be well that ends well. Like I'm good with where this is going. We're gonna have a good nest egg, and we're gonna start crawling, scraping, and sprinting our way towards that first $20,000 in Bitcoin, because once we get there, we can start leveraging it, and then we'll start bringing back a little bit of our flywheel strategy to get ourselves in position moving forward. We'll probably be making moves to kind of start clearing the debt in larger chunks at that point. As it sits right now, we're just going to be beating at it every 2 weeks. We should be at a position to where every couple of weeks we're able to redeploy the Cash App flywheel. We're obviously still going to be using that. We're going to be winding that down and switching it over to using our free margin in the Robinhood portfolio, and that'll be how we'll be growing that moving forward, because with everything being focused on our Schwab primary portfolio, we are not going to be really paying too much attention to the Robinhood portfolio out until we get to the point to where we can start using that free $1,000 over there. That at that point, we'll start growing that portfolio out, because I'll switch off using the Cash App because I can give myself the full 10% if it's in the Schwab, if it's in the Robinhood portfolio, and then I can just borrow from myself since I've got that pool of cash over there. That aside, DeFi income, we're winding it down. I am focused on high yield income at this point. There's just really no reason for me to focus on that when I can do what I was trying to do over there in my high yield portfolio, and that's effective. All my stuff's handled, and I have access to the money darn near instantly. It's about next day service. At least when I pull out of my Schwab. I haven't pulled anything out of my Robinhood as of yet, but pretty sure it's probably going to be about the same. And yeah, so going into 2026, we're going to have the fat trimmed out. We're going to have a very focused, more mature looking portfolio, I guess. We're going to capitulate out of things that just really aren't doing us any service, any good, really don't make a difference. We're going to start shutting some stuff down. That's where I'm at. I'm like, get it out of here. Just get it out of here. It's like, we need maybe 5-6 coins. Maybe if that. Definitely not. I don't even think I need a top 10. My top 10 is about to be gone. It's going to be like a top 5, 6 coins. And then just put everything in there and call it a day. That's what we're going to be doing. And then last but not least, rounding out our financial update for November of 2025, our credit score. We are down 10 points. We are at 720, obviously. Balances went up. The SoFi loan is being recorded now, which is cool because I got the first month paid, did the first payment, and I've got December's money already set aside. I'm being really, really efficient about those moves. And yeah, I'm just counting down those payments. I got 24 of them. Well, 23 at the time of this recording and 22 here in another couple of weeks. Another week. Not a couple of weeks, another week. So that's what that is. We'll start chiseling that back up. We're trying not to make any more major Captain Insano purchases. And yeah, I've got like a little bit of holiday shopping to do, but a lot of my holiday shopping's already done. So thank goodness for that. And yeah, that's what we've got for the month. Like I said, numbers don't always go up. It's not a straight line up. You got to duke it out. You're not going to win every single month. Like if you've got somebody who says they win every single month, I got to ask them how long. Do you mean every single month for like the last month, last 2 months, last 3 months? Or are you curating the content? Are you not giving us full transparency? Because like most people don't even show their brokerages. I do. There's no reason not to. They tell you all the stuff in the world to not show you their brokerages because they don't want you to see the real numbers. We're talking real numbers over here. So it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Down at the bottom, all the free ways to help a brother out. We'll see you guys next month. We'll see you tomorrow, but we'll see you for the financial update next month. See how we did in December. Keep fighting and stay the course. Follow the plan. It's what we're doing. Until next month, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. This is another financial update, this one being for the month of November of 2025. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I will see you. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.